I am Jane Allen, CEO of the Nashville Entrepreneur Center, a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to supporting entrepreneurs by connecting them with the resources they need to increase their likelihood of success. Those resources include people, advisors, mentors, industry experts, and others who volunteer to help our entrepreneurial community. It also includes customers and investors. Before we had a successful exit, we were fortunate to start our company, Counsel on Call, in Nashville, a town full of successful entrepreneurs, all who are willing to give time to help the next generation. This was the inspiration for the EC, to have a front door for all entrepreneurs, and it is also why I am here, to help that next generation on their entrepreneurial journey. While many think Nashville is just healthcare and music, there are so many entrepreneurs representing multiple industries. InFlight is a program for those innovative, high-growth businesses based in Nashville that fall outside of healthcare and music. As you will hear, many are tech-based and are quickly scaling their solutions to impact our business community. To tell you a little bit more about InFlight and introduce the entrepreneurs that you will be hearing from today, I am pleased to introduce Jeremy Raley.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Raley, Program Director for InFlight. This one-year program connects Nashville-based founders in any industry with mentorship, community, programming, and connections to increase their likelihood of success. We cast a wide net for entrepreneurs based in Nashville who are full-time on the business and have demonstrated traction, but are seeking the tools and community to mature and scale. We'll work with an internal selection committee to select a robust cohort, and once accepted, founders participate in weekly curriculum, peer learning conversations with exited founders, and receive mentorship from our advisors and partners to level up their businesses. Today, you'll be hearing from the 2021 cohort, one that persevered through continuous ambiguity and turmoil in the world to drastically improve their businesses. The 11 founders in this year's cohort, on average, more than doubled their monthly revenue and added customers, investors, team members, and a myriad of other wins during their time in the program. With this year's cohort, we wanted to showcase the founders in a new light. So we will be featuring conversations between the founders while still giving you an insight into their growth and future and highlight opportunities for ways that you can support. So I'm so excited to be here with you guys today. We're doing InFlight Showcase different this year and want to have it more of a conversational piece to learn a little bit about your businesses, where you've been and where you're going. And so if we could start by just a quick name, business, and what you do, then we'll get into it. So Tanisha, could you kick us off?
My name is Tanisha Hall. I'm the CEO and principal of Fairpoint Planning. Fairpoint Planning is a management consulting firm, and we focus on transportation planning. We mainly work with governmental entities that are responsible for transportation, public transportation in particular. Okay. So we work with companies like TDOT and Nashville Department of Transportation, WeGo, and other organizations, and some cities and some counties across Tennessee. And we're also branching out across the country.
Amazing. I'm Chase. This is David. We are the president and CEO of Leverage Creative Group. We're a digital publishing company, which means that whereas a traditional publisher would publish books or music, we publish online products, digital products, and online presences for thought leaders.
And I'm Joshua Mundy. I'm CEO, co-founder of Pivot Technology School. It's a 20-week accelerator teaching data analytics, cybersecurity, software development. Our goal is to get more minorities trained and engaged in tech careers.
One of the customers I'm working with right now is Nashville Department of Transportation, and we are working on the development of a sidewalk and bikeway update.
And so you're based in Nashville and helping Nashville Department right now, but you do have plans to like go outside of Nashville, correct?
Yes, actually I'm working on a project right now in Atlanta for the Atlanta Regional Commission, and it's a transportation demand management project. We just really try to make sure that we're trying to develop plans that help implement really good solutions to keep traffic flowing, keep goods flowing, keep people flowing, no matter the mode that they choose to implement.
That might be a new slogan, you know, keep the people flowing or something. I don't know, I'm just saying.
Let me get a piece of paper.
Let's hear an example of what you mean by digital assets, publishing assets, and what do you guys do for them?
What we'll do is engage with a thought leader who either has an online presence that isn't performing the way they want it to, or has never thought about doing an online presence but has a high level of expertise. So this year, for example, we started working with Jordan Reynolds, who's a Grammy Award-winning songwriter. He's like 4 or 5 #1 songs at this point, and we approached him with the idea of doing a website that teaches writers to write better songs. It's called bettersongs.com. And so we've worked with him over the past year to get traffic to the site and to build products and low-level products to validate a customer would want to buy those things. And now we're putting that in incubate mode to get enough people on a list to launch a cornerstone product that will give him an online business that he wouldn't have otherwise had, but for our work on his behalf.
Example of maybe the typical business that might be incentivized to work with Pivot Tech, and maybe the average person that would enroll in your all's courses.
Our average or our target customers are any customers that have tech infrastructure, which is all of them. So
Everyone's my customer.
Everyone. We have everybody's a tech company, really, literally. But we work with companies like Shipt, and we really build out tech workforce solutions. So a lot of times these organizations, they want to add a lot of diversity in their tech shops, or they really want to get some more junior level people in their tech shops. What we do is we build customized curriculum to pipeline people straight into the organization. So that's kind of like our sweet spot right now. It's just not teaching just to be teaching, but we want to put people through a program that is customized, where it gives them all the information they'll be actually doing on the job. And so they'll have a tangible outcome. So through those 20 weeks, they'll have a job waiting for them. They just pass the interview and all the other good stuff. But that's what we do, and that's the kind of companies that we work with, Amazons of the world, Deloitte's of the world, just to really create those solutions when it comes to tech workforce. Because right now, everybody's in dire need of developers, data analysts, cybersecurity individuals, but they're saying there's no talent. So what we're doing is we're developing the talent.
I can't offer you guys in InFlight the same thing that I can offer a healthcare company, which is access to the HCAs and the large health organizations. So for you guys, how has sort of Nashville been a character in the story of your business?
I mean, Nashville has the sauce. Everybody wants to be here.
Yeah.
Every organization and company is moving here.
So not coming from a native, what do you guys think about what Nashville has and why you choose to grow your business here?
At first Nashville was trying to be like an Austin or a Charlotte or a Salt Lake or Denver. And now people are trying to be like, other cities are trying to be like Nashville. Mm-hmm. So, when you have that experience of, working with Nashville when it was kind of in, I won't say a fledgling stage, but in a smaller stage than it is now, and then growing that gives you just exponential opportunities to grow your business along with the city's growth.
There are just a ton of experts and high-level creatives in the Nashville area. So we didn't come here for this business, but we stuck around because those kinds of people are here, and there's a great environment that helps nurture and foster entrepreneurship.
Quality of life is a huge selling point as far as recruitment and retention.
Right.
People want to be in Nashville.
Yeah.
And Nashville has grown from, a nice little sleepy hamlet to a nice booming city.
Words.
Yeah, you see downtown right
Yeah.
now at 2:00. It is crazy.
Bumping.
Oh, it's bumping.
Speaking of growing quickly, I'm curious, in a crazy year of kind of coming out of the pandemic, I know all of you have experienced growth. So can you just tell me a little bit about your 2021 highs and lows, to be honest, but what kind of growth did you experience over the past year?
Our very first day of classes was on March the 3rd, 2020. That was the same exact day that I lost everything. So I lost 3 businesses that I had in a building on the corner of 7th and Jefferson.
Because of?
All right, because of the tornado. So a tornado came through, decided to wipe me off the map, and also the same day I was giving birth to this new dream called Pivot Technology School, which it was called Pivot in 2019 on a piece of paper, not knowing that I had to pivot in 2020.
It all makes sense.
It all makes sense, man. And so now really being able to focus, I think the game, so I'm an entrepreneur that's I gotta be here,
Yep.
and doing all these different things. But the game really wanted me to focus. And so now I focus all my energy and efforts on Pivot Tech And now I've grown a high six-figure business in a year. Just off focus alone.
Yeah. What are some of the examples of customers that you're able to share that you've like worked with over the past year?
So Amazon, Shipped, Deloitte, I can't say, Core Civic.
Okay.
That's coming down the pipe.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a couple more like you got to watch the NDA. For you all, how was 2021 in terms of business growth?
Yeah, the pandemic definitely had an impact, but similar to Josh, it was in a positive light for us. So in 2020, we doubled, almost doubled our growth overall, and then not quite. Sorry,
Nearly doubled.
nearly doubled.
That's
there
right.
you go.
He runs the books.
And then 2021, we have nearly doubled our team. So we went from 6 employees in January to 11 employees today in 2021. And so that is exciting and terrifying at the same time.
Yeah.
But it has been a ride that we have enjoyed and that challenges us every day, but it's moving quickly.
I know a reason you guys wanted to get into InFlight is to like explore more high growth opportunities. What could that be in the future for you guys?
For us, having a mentor in the InFlight program like Arnie to come alongside of us and say, you need to know who your target customer is and you need to run after that target customer headlong and strong has been crucial. And so we are narrowing our focus and solidifying our vision to have 100 thought leaders who are working with Leverage Creative Group over the next 10 to 20 years so that we can reach 100 million people a year. And so as we continue to go down that path, we're realizing that the things that we thought might be opportunities to expand and grow and do different business units or whatever else, those all need to be in service to that vision right now so that we can support our thought leaders, so that we can support those who are working inside of our systems to scale it. And I think that we have a unique opportunity to add a third publishing industry to Nashville between music publishing, book publishing, and now digital publishing.
I love it. Tanisha, what's 2021 been like for you?
I brought someone on. I was just working by myself for a while.
I was going to ask you that. Have you duplicated yourself?
I have duplicated myself, and now I'm trying to get like a parallel universe of myself too, and just try to. I have someone there she's absolutely awesome. She's great. I'm trying to get someone more complementary skill set there to kind of round us out a little bit, and then we can pursue other opportunities also. But it's just been a really, really interesting process to see happen.
Team growth is always one that like I get super amped on because like that means that like you're solving the problem enough to like give people the opportunity to put food on the table for their families, and it's like, and then that inspires them to go off and use their money to help other people create solutions and like keep the thing growing.
Oh, and we're hiring too.
Hey. See, that can be your ask. We talk to you, don't even ask. What's one thing that you've learned from your fellow InFlighters that are growing their businesses?
Whenever I pick up social media, Josh is usually in the scroll. Like you don't have to go far to see Joshua there.
That's on purpose.
That's something I've like. Again, I'm kind of keep my head down and do what I need to do, and that's something that I'm trying to get out of.
I call it getting loud.
Yeah.
You have to be loud. I mean, what's gonna make you stand out from everybody else? So you just got to always bitter them up with just content.
It's a picture of Josh maxing.
I'm just chilling or something, but it's like, yo, I need a cybersecurity instructor. You know what I'm saying? Because you like the picture, I know you're gonna read it.
It's true. Well, you're a good-looking guy.
Thank you, brother. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just really about like pushing you have to push your line, but you just got to fight against that and say, all right, I'm gonna push my line regardless.
Yeah. We just got to get Chase and David some like slick pinstripe suits with like Gucci shades on.
Start posting pictures of Chase chilling. That's all I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. Why not?
Chase at the EC.
Yeah.
Yo, digital publishing game's crazy.
Yeah, that's all. And it's so simple.
So if you kind of had to boil down to sort of one thing that you're on the lookout for right now in terms of an ask, it couldn't be investment in customers, it could be mentors or teammates. What is that sort of ask for you all?
One of the things that we do with transportation planning a lot is engage the public, and we try to do meaningful engagement. So if there are people out there who feel like they've been left out of the transportation planning process and left out of the discussion, and they're tired of getting stuff happened at them versus organizations working with them to develop their communities, I would love to talk to them. My second ask is, as I mentioned, Fairpoint is growing, and we are looking for people who have a passion for transportation. If we can get some people on board who want to talk to people, who are able to articulate their thoughts, with technical writing, and make sure that it's something that people can understand, I would love to have some connections with that.
I'll make asks to connect with any tech companies that are looking to grow their tech workforce. We have solutions that will really help you grow around diversity, and as well as just grow your tech talent in general. And then also looking to connect with anyone that's passionate about tech that are looking to teach. So we need more teachers. Someone that, they're young, that have the sauce. A lot of people don't have the sauce. They can really break it down. You need the sauce, man. We need people that are passionate about tech, that's willing to really bridge the gap and willing to share information to train up the next generation of tech leaders. So,
from a customer standpoint, if there's an expert out there who doesn't have an online presence, has a great expertise in a field that they feel like there's a lot of people looking for that information, but they don't have the know-how or the time or the expertise to go build a business online, we'd love an introduction to those thought leaders. We call them subject matter experts. So anybody who's in an expertise level of their industry but doesn't have an online presence, we'd love to have a conversation with them. One of our core values is to always be learning. And so we are constantly trying to talk to others who are in the same boat that we are, starting and running a business. We're having conversations with other InFlight members. We're also having conversations with mentors who have built a business and either continue to see success or they've exited. Either way, we're looking for people to speak into our lives, into our businesses, and to tell us what it is that we aren't currently seeing. We're smart enough to know that we don't know very much. The older I get, the more I realize that I'm just scratching the surface as to what it's going to take to really pull this off on the level that we want to. Yeah. So just being in the room and having a conversation with somebody who is willing to speak into our lives in that situation.
You all, thank you so much for spending the time with me today. It was so fun to get to chat with you about your businesses, and we cannot wait to see you grow in 2022.
I'm Harry Hoover. I'm the CEO founder of FilterJoy, and we're located in Gallatin, Tennessee. FilterJoy does three things. It has a residential subscription service which delivers air filters to homes all over the country, and we also have a property management subscription that delivers air filters to property managers' tenant properties. And we're also in 2022 going to start manufacturing air filters. So we'll be supplying and making our own custom air filters. The past year has been involved with a big move into a facility that's 300% larger than our previous one, and then deciding to expand the new facility again. And we've also made a lot of new hires and hired new professional companies to help us. One of them is CLA, which we were introduced through the Entrepreneur Center. They've been a fantastic help to us and very attentive. We're currently in have subscribers in all 48 states. 2022 is going to be a big year for us. It's when we start manufacturing. We're setting a goal of a certain number of new subscribers for our residential. We're expanding our property management residential delivery, and it's just a big chin-up year where we're also going to totally revamp our website and launch a new website about July of 2022. So we've got a full plate in 22. So I think we have the best value, we have the best delivery, and we have the best subscriber connection. Our retention is higher than Dollar Shave Club and Harry's. I mean, we insert things in the box, we make it a welcome delivery. It's what makes our delivery different. And we've experimented with some things that tell us that people are ordering filters from us, but it's the other really cool things that we do. It makes it more fun. I wouldn't be standing here today in this building with the opportunity that we have in front of us without the help of the EC. I mean, that's just a plain and simple fact. The relationships that we've gained through that, whether they be employees or professional relationships, or even the credibility that we're a startup and we're shouting it out all over Nashville. But where we need help is we're going to be raising new capital in 2022, and that's why we hired CLA, the new accounting firm, to help us through the EC. And so that's it. We also are going to be looking for new employees, new help. So we weren't affected by the pandemic. The pandemic helped us. The pandemic is unfortunate, but people became more aware of indoor air quality. They also, people were ordering online for the first time, so we really went through a big boom. So we want to continue to ride that wave and move forward with it. So we're looking for angel investors. Our next raise will be right around $1 million. Indoor air is 4 to 5 times more polluted than the air outside. Right now it's getting to be colder, so you close your house up so everything stays in your house. So it's really important to change your air filters. And the reason people don't change the air filters is they forget about it. So what we do is our delivery shows up, it reminds you to change your air filters, and there's something in the box for everybody in the family. So that's why we call it Filter Joy.
I'm excited to be here with you guys today for a couple reasons, but mainly because there's so many cool businesses in Nashville, not in healthcare, that are growing very quickly and that kind of break that stigma that I feel being at the EC of some startups having, and you guys know more than anyone. And I'll start with Shawnee Dow.
Yes, so Shawnee Dow, I'm the founder of POSSIP, and we help schools and districts hear from their families. And part of why we do that is because we've got two problems. We've got a quitting problem, especially now in our country where, schools are losing enrollment. There's been significant growth in teachers leaving the profession. And also outside of education as well, we're seeing employees leaving at higher rates than ever. And so that's one issue. The other issue is that the opportunity is that our country is getting more diverse than ever, but that means we also need bridges between the diverse people at the front lines and those who are decision makers. And so that's part of the problem that we're trying to solve through POSSIP, is to help decision makers and leaders hear from the folks who are at the front lines. So
I love it.
And we're starting with schools and districts.
I'm Johnny Clordy. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Songfluencer. We are an influencer marketing agency based here in Nashville. We work with brands and a lot of record labels. The problem that Songfluencer aims to solve is primarily influencer marketing is really, really difficult. While it may sound easy in theory, reach out to someone online, have them post something promoting whatever. Activation can be easy for some, it can be difficult for others. But brands and record labels, as influencer marketing becomes as it becomes more necessary for them to reach some of their marketing goals, being able to activate influencers, being able to do it with intentionality and to have a technology infrastructure to do it at scale is what we're aiming to do and bring a solution to our clients.
I'm Amanda Latifi, co-founder and CEO of Have to Have. We are an offline retail tech platform. So we are helping retailers capture and convert in-store shoppers, either by allowing shoppers to interact with products, save them, and then we send text messages about the specific products when they go on sale, or there's a discount to drive conversion back to store or online. Dense innovation around QR codes to deliver real-time offers in store. But we are really helping retailers to unlock the missing data set in retail, which is offline. So if you think about shopping online, retailers can retarget you. They know what you're looking at, who you are, what you want to buy. None of that data set exists in the offline world. And so post-COVID, and as we are all hopefully returning to shopping in store, that's where we continue to focus.
Fingers crossed.
Right, seriously.
2021, what were the highlights, lowlights for you guys?
The pandemic, I think forced a lot of people to look a little bit more online, which gave a rise to apps like TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels, which is some of the platforms that we do a lot of our work on. We work with a lot of influencers on those platforms. So I think just with general marketers and more people being on some of these platforms has led to an increase of business for us because people just know and they understand these platforms better.
I think just seeing our team grow, we have 17 full-time team members and about 24 part-time team members, and so that's been really exciting to see as well. But it's been really fun, and we're really just, I think we're starting to finally build the community of parents and educators that we've envisioned for a long time.
You both mentioned kind of growing teams and the challenges of that within COVID. We're doing this interview from a meeting room in Center 615, which is a local co-working space. Just a couple maybe anecdotes from each of you guys on what that's been like transitioning from just usually you and your laptop, like from the real early days to now having like people that show up where, you know, they're working on the solutions that you guys kind of birthed in a way. Tell me what that's been like.
You know, we've got, you know, tech, customer experience, sales, people from all different all our different teams here, and so it's just really powerful and fun. And then also to collaborate with other people who come in the space. You know, a couple of folks see our sign and like, oh, I get possible for my kids' school, you know, and so it's been fun. We have like real live, you know, conversations with parents and users, and so that's been fun as well.
I was born in Las Vegas. I lived in Texas. I went to high school in Cleveland, Ohio. I've lived kind of in a lot of different areas, and I just see the collaboration in Nashville and people willing to help and people willing to like sit down and grab a coffee with you without asking, well, why do you need to grab coffee with me? You know, like I think that synergy through collaboration, everyone wanting to help each other. And, you know, I don't know if that's going to be forever in Nashville. I hope it is. But I think it's just the willingness to collaborate and synergize.
I think it will continue to grow, but I just really appreciate how there's not this like competitiveness of like, I'm just trying to outraise you. I just want to talk to you about how much capital I've raised and I feel better about myself if I have more. There are genuine conversations going on about like, who have you met? Have you talked to this person? I mean, I've had those conversations with both of you through the trajectory of knowing each other, both early and later.
I just think like a little more like hustle. Like, so I was part of, I went to New York and I was doing some meetings for fundraising and some other things, but I was joking, part of it was also soaking up that kind of energy. I'm starting to see some of that happen in Nashville, but we're not quite there yet. And this isn't just true in Nashville. I see this other places, like the education that has to happen about the problem you're trying to solve. But again, because people are so versed in healthcare, sometimes do they have the patience to learn about something that's not in healthcare is sometimes the challenge.
For you all specifically and with your ventures, like what are you kind of eyeballing for 2022 in terms of growth? Like what are you hoping to accomplish? What's the vision or roadmap for next year?
So you think about low-wage employees who are not typically even asked about their experiences, who are the ones who are interfacing with customers and have really hard jobs, and a lot of times their non-professional lives are also hard. How do we give them a routine way to share their needs, their feedback, their ideas with their decision makers? And so we're excited to just start to test out the idea that what we've learned from schools and districts can also be applied into other sectors as well. So we're in the middle of a raise right now, and we're really excited about that. So we're looking for investors, and we're excited to have a lot of our investors be either Nashville based or Nashville connected, because so far most of our investors are, and so I think that's a cool opportunity to both invest in a growing, awesome Nashville company, which is us, but then to also disprove the myth. Well, it's not a myth, it's true, I guess, until we disprove it, that you can raise money in sectors outside of healthcare. So that's one ask. And then, we've got a lot of companies in Nashville that I think represent the population of people who we hope to serve. So if you have a company that really has like a large, diverse workforce that has a lot of racial, socioeconomic, linguistic diversity, we'd love to chat about how we might be able to help you hear from your people.
Digital marketing, influencer marketing, whatever you want to call it. It's the wild frontier. It's the wild west. Like, we don't get it. But I finally, this is very bold to say, but I feel like we're kind of scratching the surface where we get it, we understand it, we've built tech around it, we've got employees that understand how to systemize it, we've got clients that we're serving that have faith in us to deliver results for them. So I think this coming year in 2022 is really about activating on all those things that we've learned and really taking that next stride. And we want to diversify. We definitely want to get outside of music. We want to get into brands and services and apps and different things. We want to get into live events. And we have the infrastructure, we have the capital to kind of move into those areas. And so the fact that we have this process down, as you know, it's so bold to say. I'm like I'm like really clawing at that. I don't want to say we got it, but we're pretty close. Like we really feel like we have this thing systemized down to where it finally makes sense for us to start diversifying and leveraging what we've learned over the years and the relationships that we've obtained through the years to get into those new areas. So that's really what 2022 is going to be about.
I love it.
As far as the asks that I have, one, if anyone out there knows a lot about TikTok and wants a gig, we're always hiring. We are always hiring. If you know about TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, short form video, and you love it and you understand trends and you know the culture zeitgeist of it all, or you understand how to create, we want you to be with us. That's number one. Number two, this year for me has been about collaboration with not only with some other entities in the influencer marketing space, but also even some of my competitors, and looking for ways to collaborate with them. So, and I've seen some monumentally great things that we've been able to accomplish through that collaboration. So what I'm really looking forward to is, for me personally this year and Songfluencer, is if there are people in this influencer marketing space that want to collaborate so that we can grow both of our businesses together and find synergies there, some kind of 1 + 1 = 3 scenario, that's really what I'm looking for.
I think when you first come out with something and you have the idea of what it is, you position it as you think it should be positioned, and then you get to the market and you're really pushing for product market fit. And you're like, I am saying what you need, but you are saying it differently. So maybe if I just say it differently. So I think for us, it's repositioning some of our staple products. It's been expanding the SMB offering, which I wasn't that thrilled about, but we've gotten some results from this past year and working more regionally and central to Nashville, and have had really, really strong results that if an enterprise client took forward would work. So we're going to continue to focus on SMBs as a vertical. And then we figured out how to expand into grocery, CPG, work within the boundaries of our patent and deliver a new offline experience that I think solves an additional issue. But it's not something I ever wanted to even kind of go after. But I think the time that kind of COVID gave us to just refocus on the product instead of sales, because we were kind of forced to, it really helped us kind of expand the product offering and spend time like getting our IP together. So we got our patent filed, we got our patent this year, so that was exciting for us. So kind of working within the frame of that, and continuing to push the boundaries of what we can do offline is really one of our goals. The ask for 2022 and just in Nashville is just continuing to make contact with people in retail, whether that be CPG experts, people that have worked on retail locations, people that have worked on retail brands, people that have worked in the omni-channel space. Just trying to kind of broaden our Rolodex of who does that here, so we don't have to keep going outside of Nashville is important for us. So
that's why I'm really excited for this showcase, to kind of showcase the best of what was the past year for you guys, and then also look forward into the next year of programming.